Morning update on what's going on here on the trip. It's now 7:05 Mountain Time, and we're driving through Deadwood. We just got up from our hotel, had breakfast. Craig only had a juice, but Mark and I had breakfast. Update on yesterday when we got to Deadwood. We all pulled in pretty tired, except for Craig, who was fresh as a daisy from his 3.5 hour sleep in the car. We couldn't wait.
He claimed he was dozing, but it was pretty solid.
Yeah, it was a solid sleep, I would say. It was solid?
Yeah, looking back.
It was solid.
I felt like it was about an hour and 15 minutes when I woke up, and here it was 3.5 hours, so I obviously didn't sleep.
Yeah. We'll have to check that out after we turn this off, see if we can remember any of the tunes that we're playing. Anyway, Mark and I were certainly tired when we pulled in, and we had dinner at the Cadillac Jack's restaurant, diner, I guess would be the better.
Yes.
It wasn't white linen or anything like that.
There were cloth napkins.
That's true, cloth napkins.
Green cloth napkins.
Nothing really exciting to report on the meal. I guess Mark and Tom had prime rib, which was large and edible. Not particularly flavorful or tender or anything. Nondescript, I guess you'd say it was.
Yep.
Nondescript fries and canned corn. Pretty much. Fries were it was
hash browns. My hash browns were about 1/4 of an inch thick.
Yeah, Craig had was it the T-bone?
Ribeye.
The ribeye steak, and it looked nondescript to me.
It looked okay, but it was not. There was very little flavor.
Not much flavor. Probably not Angus beef.
No, I put the butter on the hash browns. That didn't basically melt very much. It was just a flat. They were
cold, flat.
Yeah, they weren't cold, but they weren't hot.
Flaccid is how I would describe your hash browns. They were kind of limp and floppy.
Yeah, it was just flat, nondescript.
Yeah. So anyway, the meal filled us up, and that we needed that because we had eaten almost nothing all day except a burger at Bully Pulpit. So after dining, Mark had that lust in his eye to go gamble. You could see it, even though his eyes were red from the travel and golf. Bright red, yeah.
Crimson red.
So Mark immediately spotted an opening at the Texas Hold'em table.
Yeah.
So Mark sat down at the table while Craig and I put our hands in our pockets and tried to figure out what to do. And it didn't take me long. I was so tired, and I'm not much of a gambler, so I went up to bed.
You did
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed something. We had a spare $1 somehow left over from the meal after we figured out the finances. And with Craig's encouragement, I decided to punch it in. I have to blame part of this on you,
I
Craig.
don't know exactly.
Peer
pressure. I can sense it now. It was peer pressure.
Right.
Peer pressure.
Yeah,
I caved, yeah. I prowled around at the dollar slots and found a machine that really looked promising. I was 80% sure it was going to pay off big, and pumped in that $1 and watched them spin and lost. So my grand total of gambling in casinos now is $1.10. 10 cents in Reno about 12 years ago, and now $1 here in Deadwood. So it's yet to win.
Continuing the trend.
Yeah. So anyway, and then I went up to bed, and Craig.
I threw in 20 into one of those machines.
So
it took me about 45 seconds.
You win $20.
No. It was just $1. Put in $20, played $1 at a time.
Do you have any wins at
I
all?
won 4 or something.
But ended up losing 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
About, like I said, about 45 seconds.
So then you went up to bed, Craig? Is that right?
Yes,
Just immediately to bed?
Solidly. It's great. Actually, the best hotel sleep I've ever had.
Yeah.
The beds were great. I was sufficiently tired to do that.
Amazing after your 3-hour nap in the car that you were still tired.
Oh man, I was.
That's professional sleeping.
Yeah, I was wondering if I would.
And I'll have to say I slept extremely well also. The mattress was wonderful,
Yeah.
very, very supportive yet soft and
Yes.
comfortable. And the pillows were pretty good for a hotel. And wasn't terribly noisy, the heating system or anything.
No, that's right.
Sometime during the middle of the night, for me, Mark came in. I had no idea what time it was, and I vaguely remember talking to him and hearing a report that he had $165, is that right, Mark, at the Hold'em table, and another 10 at blackjack. So to give you the edge on the casino. And so he had an excellent day gambling. So if nothing else happened on the trip, I'd say that makes it a success. You know,
Pays for a round to go.
Yeah.
Or the hotel room.
And then what time did you come up to bed, Mark? 12:30. So in a short
12:30.
hour and a half, 2 hours, Mark managed to be up $75. If you could do that every time you played, Mark, you'd be a rich man now, right? 2 hours, $75. That's pretty good. Yeah. Anything else to say about the gambling experience, Mark?
No, it was an interesting table. I believe there were a couple of cowboys there coming in for the rodeo that runs this week, and Frontier Days. A couple of young kids. The guy to my left was, I believe, quite a good player. There were several calling stations on the table. I was down to the felt, the one with kings full of sevens, I believe.
Down to the felt. I like that
And
expression.
I,
That's a great expression.
and then I made a
Good name for a horse.
Down to the felt.
and I made a comeback. Had good hands, had a couple aces twice, which is quite remarkable for that shorter period of time. So it was a short but rewarding session. But I had to get out of there because I found myself first time ever was I felt myself nodding off between hands. So I wondered if it was visible. So,
Your neck jerk from your chest. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
He hit it well. Is that a tell when a guy's head hits the table?
Hits the table, yeah. It's kind of like down to the felt with your hand. It was down to the head.
and then I also had to play those coupons.
Well, of course, to be ahead of the casino.
So I had to get in there and do
Oh,
that.
spare tire.
So it was a rewarding session, I felt.
We better take a look and see if Mark has any felt burns on his nose here. No, I don't see
There's
any.
some I may not have, I may have nodded off several times and not known it.
Get
So
Mark.
I don't believe it was a big nod. I think it was just kind of
A little jerk that reminds you. Whoops.
Mark, do you think the other guys at the table were grumbling, saying, "Look at that lucky SOB, he's half asleep and he's still winning"?
Or they say, this guy looks like a professional
Yeah.
player. Get him off of our table.
Yeah.
Get him to the 5-10 table.
I think the guy to my left recognized I knew what I was doing.
So-
So as I left, he
Give me a
So,
nod.
well played, or?
No, not well played.
Gave you the nod.
And I acknowledged him too in a professional manner.
Which is what? Nodding your head?
Well, just
Smile.
cordial, he said something about that I was leaving. He probably was wondering why, because I had been on a pretty good run. And I told him that I had been up a long time and had
You tell him you don't believe in the gambler's fallacy or something like that.
what's that?
Well, we better not get into that now. We'll get into a statistical argument. But,
No, it was a pleasant session.
so that's kind of the Deadwood report. Anything else to say
I
about
did
Deadwood?
find that when I got back to the room, Tom was really sacked out. I was banging around in there. And then I went to the wrong room. Ran my card through the wrong
That's right.
There was no alcohol involved,
No,
though.
there
We want to
wasn't.
make that perfectly clear.
Just exhaustion, right?
Yeah.
And how did you sleep, Mark, after the successful...
Quite well. I did wake up not knowing where I was. Kind of was in a half state of not knowing where I was at some point in the evening.
Holy
Which is
cow.
discomforting.
Artie Johnson not knowing where he was.
But then I was able to reconstruct it.
Through time. Painstaking time. I could piece together where I was.
So that's kind of the Deadwood. Well, we did take a quick spin through town. Craig hadn't seen Deadwood before, so we drove through
I
town
was
to see the
urged
sights.
on by Mark.
Well, I thought that your curiosity did get the better of you there because I thought we were not comfortable.
Well,
Yeah,
you
well,
said
I
there were
better
going to be the
see it.
call girls in the windows, and to my dismay, they're mannequins. So they went by thrilled.
So after that tour of town, we are now headed out of town, and
Sturgis now.
Sturgis, heading in Sturgis.
What, 2 weeks will be really happy.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
even,
hopefully,
starting,
hopefully they'll have better weather than this.
even starting next week, I think they start coming in, don't they? Start preparing anyway. So.
Do we need to be in the right lane or whatever here?
I don't know, probably.
Okay.
So that's it on the update.